Welcome to Wisdom and Knowledge. I'm your host, Dr. Terry Warren, and today I have an amazing guest. This man was very big in sports, a professional athlete, has done a lot of great things, and his name is Sean Bergstrand. And Sean, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
You know, everybody's life is different, and circumstances change, but you lived a life that most people dream about. They watch on TV and they go, wow, you know, you were a sports figure, professional. You had all the things that you could possibly want, fame. And tell us a little bit about your background, where you came from, and how your life was at one point.
Perfect. I was born and raised in the Minneapolis, Minnesota area. Graduated from there and went to play hockey out west in Montana, and played 4 years of college hockey at Minot State. And I had the privilege of playing for Team USA in 2001 and 2003 in the World University Games. And so hockey has gotten to bring me all around the country and to see great things within this world. And so, but I grew up with a very loving family, very loving mother and father, and two great older brothers that got to pick on the younger brother all the time. So, but we had a very good household, very good upbringing, and that's where I'm at today.
All right. And so let me ask you something. I know that you went through an experience that was kind of horrific. It changed your life. You went from having everything to having nothing. Tell us what happened. You were married, had children, on top of the world, big house, boat, all the toys.
Had all the toys, and I had all the things on the outside that I thought mattered, that people saw. But I was married. I have 3 kids, and I always thought maybe the next best thing would be, biggest thing would be the best thing for me. And that wasn't always so true. I was everything on the outside, but I was very empty on the inside. And so with that emptiness came a very destructive decision, and a poor decision that cost me to slowly lose everything that I had, that I thought was of importance, but definitely lost a lot of very important things in my life.
So what happened? What was that incident that occurred that caused you to go from being on top of the world to being at the bottom of the pit?
Yeah, it was definitely the bottom of the pit. You are right. I was on top of the world. I was coming off the best year of the financial company that I had. I was Agent of the Year for the state of North Dakota for a fantastic company. But yeah, I got caught in a sting operation, and I was arrested, and I began to slowly lose everything. Because of that, I started losing my licenses, and I couldn't keep the things that I had that I thought that was important, but began to lose the things that were even way more important. And so that was a lot of emptiness inside, and a lot of things that just really hit home. And so at that point in time, I have to start my life over. And so that's what kind of leads us to where we're going today.
So at that point, were you a Christian?
You know, I was a Christian, and but I'd really talked about and said I was a Christian, but I didn't do all the Christian things. I didn't do all the different things of giving back or being plugged into our church and those things. We went to church every Sunday because it looked good to go to church. And we didn't get really plugged into a lot of the different things within the community. And so that's where a lot of that emptiness came from.
So basically, you had all the money, you had a nice home, you had a wife and kids, you were going to church every Sunday, but you basically fell prey to the devil and got into sin.
Absolutely, 110%. The devil definitely preys on the weak, and I was definitely weak there, and I fell into it for sure.
And so your sin caused you to lose everything, go to prison.
Yep.
And I'm sure that while you were in prison, you had some time to think.
I had some time. I had about 8.5 months. A lot of these things were happening that I didn't have control over, and so so I questioned a lot of things, and I definitely at that point in time, I lost my life mentor, my uncle, and lost my freedom for a bit, and so all these things were happening I had no control over. So a lot of things in my life were really in the pits, as you said earlier.
So, so basically, God never left you. And he basically was with you through the whole thing, and now he's restoring you and lifting you back up. Is that?
Absolutely restoring me. So when I questioned my faith the most, it was at my darkest time. And, you're going to laugh at me because I did the two things you're not supposed to do when you pray, and that's I put a timeline on it, and I demanded something, and I demanded a sign. And I actually got that sign. And so I demanded that he play a Carrie Underwood song, Something in the Water, in 3 minutes, and I'll know God was real. A minute and a half later, that song came on. My life has instantly changed from that point on.
I know a lot of people who've experienced similar things, where they were questioning God, wondering if he's real. God showed up, and he's very real.
He is very real, very, very real, and I realized that when I didn't think he was with me, it was with me the whole time.
So now, through that, you realize what is important in life.
Absolutely.
And now you begin to do something that is going to change a lot of people's lives. Tell us after that defining moment, what you decided to do with your life and what you're doing now with it.
Well, with that defining moment, I knew I got a second chance at life. I knew I was forgiven, and I wanted to do something to be able to inspire people. And what I did was take the two major influences at the most dark time of my life, and I put them together to create an apparel line to try to inspire others so they know that they're never alone.
So your apparel line, looking at the T-shirt you're wearing, is called Right Side Up.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this part of the T-shirt, the name came from my uncle who had passed away 10 days before my sentencing. And so he used to have a fulfillment company called Right Side Up, which means the correct side up. And we got another sign from God that said that we would be in business together someday. And so that's where the name came from.
So tell us about the apparel line. What makes it, there are a lot of T-shirts out there with things written on them. I have T-shirts that, says Jesus saves. I have other T-shirts. Now, this is not such a bold message as Jesus died for you or Jesus saved. But, sometimes it's better to be subtle with people and have a message than hit them over the head.
Right. No, exactly. And part of our business model was that we didn't want to be the walking billboard. We didn't want to say, here's what I believe in, you should too. So the whole point of the apparel line is to inspire people, empower people, let them know that they're never alone. So with Right Side Up, we really wanted to create a special meaning behind that, a positive lifestyle that is for everyone. So everyone has a different walk of life. Everyone has a different, do things differently to inspire others. And so living life right side up can be different for you than it is for me. that's the beauty about it. It's no one way to live life right side up. And it serves as a constant reminder. So we don't have the big elaborate graphics, but that stylistic R in the word right side up, you can see to empower the individual to be their best self. And the best part of all, every piece of apparel has a black little touch point on it. As I said earlier, I took the two major influences in my life. And the second part of that is my kids. They came up with a saying that's on every piece of apparel that has the letters BSITL, and it stands for Be Strong in the Lord. They came up with that during the dark time of my life. So looking back, I realized that God was with me the whole time. So we put the two major influences. It's a black little touch point on the bottom of the apparel that you can touch and feel. And you put those together, be strong in the Lord, and live life right side up.
Okay, so there's something different about this, though. It's not just something you can touch and feel. This is what you call moving into the next generation. And, you know, we need to understand that today with technology, there are many ways that God uses technologies to touch people's lives. This isn't just a symbol. It's an actual tool that you can use with your cell phone.
Yeah.
So explain this and how it works, because it's very different and very unique. No one else has it, especially in the Christian community. And tell us how this little symbol can transform into an inspirational message.
Yeah, that's what, Terry, we really wanted to create something that was unique and different and something that's not out there. How do we separate ourselves? How do we separate right side up from the next guy? And so what we did was I work every day with my 71-year-old mother. She is a huge inspiration. She is an amazing woman. And what we wanted to do is to be able to, what can we do to inspire people even more than just the apparel? And so what we did was we worked with a company to create a right side up app on your cell phone. And what's nice is that you download the app and it's free, which is great. But you can scan this black little touch point. Once you scan it, an inspirational video will pop up on your phone. And by doing that, everyone is very plugged in with technology. We wanted to be up to date with that. And we can always use a little more inspiration. And if this is another way that we can inspire people just through a short little video message, it's maybe 20, 25 seconds long, to give that little bit more of encouragement to let people know that, you know what, you have the power within you. And you are never alone. God is always with you. And we all go through different trials and tribulations. And if this can help inspire someone to keep moving forward, then it's done its job. And we've gotten a lot of praise back about it that it has. So it's been pretty good.
I think that's awesome. Tell us a little bit about, you obviously have T-shirts, because that's what you're wearing.
Yep.
But it's more than just T-shirts. Tell us about your apparel line. I mean, is it for kids, teenagers, adults? Is it just T-shirts? Is it regular shirts? What all does the line consist of?
Yeah, that's a great question. We really wanted to create really a lot of different things for a lot of different people. And so whether it be a basic T-shirt or maybe a polo shirt, long sleeves, sweatshirts, tank tops. There is part of the youth line too, hats. Anything that we sell and that we have available has the right side up on it, but it also has that black little touch point on there that has the letters BSITL for Be Strong in the Lord. And so it's underneath the brim on a hat or on the bottom part of a shirt. So there's a wide range of different styles and different materials that we use. We really want to use a good material. We don't want it to be just any basic T-shirt. So we put a lot of hard work and research into a lot of those different types of blends of fabrics and things like that. So it's something that you're going to feel comfortable wearing and you're going to want to wear all the time.
I think that's awesome. I think that having something innovative for people in not only just in the kingdom, but this is more than just for Christians. This is for people. And inspiration or an inspirational message or a message that gives hope is for everybody.
Absolutely, and it's because I felt hope was lost at one point in time, and it's a horrible feeling. And people shouldn't feel that way because it's not lost, and it's there, and it's there for people, and we want to be able to inspire people. There is a lot of amazing people around here. There's a lot of amazing people that can do amazing, great things, and we'll be, if this apparel line can inspire them to let them know that they have the power within them, then, like I said before, it's doing its job. We can all be strong in the Lord and live life right side up.
Now, you, I believe, have captured an idea that you feel will really transcend all different, because it's not about denominations, it's not about races, it's about just people.
It is about people, and we have all different walks of life on this earth, and we all go through so many different things, and everyone has their own life, but we can all do positive things and be empowered to live life right side up. And no matter what your walk of life is, or your faith, or your race or ethnicity, this is for everyone, which is the beauty about it, the great thing about all of this.
One of the things that I believe is very important and it's like, if you become successful with something, or if you have something, there are a lot of people that have far less. And I think, giving back to society, giving back. I mean, I'm impressed with Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. They've made billions, and now they're giving billions back to society. I mean, it really comes down to leaving a legacy of something. And you've incorporated that into your company. You have developed a program where you give back for every time someone buys a shirt. Explain that.
Yeah, it's our Buy a Shirt, Give a Shirt program. And so it's not something that you sign up for. It's just an automatic with the company, which is the nice thing about it. For every purchase, doesn't matter whether it's a shirt or a hat, sweatshirt, we donate one shirt to a deserving organization. And the reason is that we wanted it for people to know that with their purchase, the company is also giving something back. And so, almost everyone wears a t-shirt. And if we can help empower someone just by giving them another t-shirt that has some meaning to it, let them know that they're never alone, to empower them, maybe get through the day, it can be empowering to those people too who may not have the ability to buy a shirt, or different homeless shelters, or we work with a lot of addiction centers. And so to help people, let them know to be their best selves, and maybe stay on track. Or
so giving encouragement to rehabilitation centers is a huge thing.
Absolutely.
I know that there are a lot of ministries out there that are watching, and maybe you're not a ministry, but you're connected with a ministry that would love to have a way to bless others. And so how would someone, let's say I'm a pastor of a church, and I see this and I say, wow, this is good. So I encourage my congregation to buy a shirt, and then let's say they buy 100 shirts. Then you would send them 100 shirts that they then could donate to the poor.
Absolutely. So that's when we get different wholesale orders, bigger orders with different companies, a lot of times we'll take that amount and we'll donate that. They may want to give that to someone. Some people do, some people don't. We just have different organizations that we just get plugged into that may are in need of some shirts, whether it be people coming with nothing on their back, or just different ways to help inspire other people. Homeless shelters, we take all the ideas, we take different ideas, and when we're ready to send out our shipment, we we'll plug those out and send them those out.
So how would someone, a pastor, an organization, get connected with you to be able to do that?
A great way is through our website. There's a contact button that's on our website that'll come right to me, right through email. Maybe an initial introduction to where maybe you saw us, and then a phone conversation. So on the website, there's a great contact button for info@rightsideupapparel.com, and that'll come right to us, and that will open up the dialogue, and then we can go from there.
Okay, so people, actually individuals, can go on and buy a shirt tomorrow or today.
Absolutely.
And if they wanted to do that, they would just go to www.rightsideupapparel.com.
Yep, and that'll bring them right to the site. T-shirts, hats. We have some new line items that are coming out here fairly shortly, and so you'll see those are out of stock. But a lot of hats and some shorts, a lot of different things that can be very empowering, which are great.
So when they go to the site, they'll see, a style of clothing, and the price, of course, will be included in it. And let me ask you this: the messages that you give. Give us an example of when someone gets the shirt, they get their phone, they go on the little area, Be Strong in the Lord, right?
Yep.
BSITL.
Yep.
And they zoom in on that, and then they watch a video, and the video is an inspirational message. Give us an example of one of those inspirational messages.
A lot of the inspirational message is really either about hope or about happiness, or that the individual may have the power within them. A lot of times sometimes we may feel helpless or hopeless no matter what you're going through. But with that message and what that comes up is to let you know that, what, you have the power within you. You are not alone, as a lot of people going through the trials and tribulations may feel very alone, but you have it within you, and we're all behind you. And a lot of those videos will be able to help and to be able to inspire you and really get that internal charge really going to let you know, like, what, I do have this. I have this. I'm going to keep going.
So really, you're more than just an apparel company. You're actually a ministry.
It is a ministry, and it's a lifestyle. Living life right side up is a lifestyle. It's a positive lifestyle, and doing positive things and trying to be your best self. Sometimes we lose sight of that, and living life right side up is fantastic. And you buy a shirt, and people will ask you about it, and it's a great lead-in to start explaining it of what it is and a little bit more of part of the ministry of it.
I was in Washington, D.C., and sat in with the chaplain of the Senate as he was doing a Bible study. And I'll never forget what he said. He said, you have an opportunity every second of the day to share with someone your story. And what happens is every day that you're out there, somebody will say, how are you? And he said, the answer is simple. I'm blessed by the best. And he said, that opens the door. He said, you'd be amazed how many people say, oh, wow, could you pray for me? Other things like that. What do you see, or what is your vision for Right Side Up? Where do you ultimately see Right Side Up going and becoming?
Really we want, kind of really to become that household brand. Because one of the things that you're doing with that, if you're empowering more people to live a positive lifestyle, there's going to be more positive things that are coming out of that. And it does open up the dialogue for what it means. And maybe someone's going through a tough time and asking them about it, and it can inspire that person too to be able to help them get through, that next chapter in their life. So it's a fun and exciting thing. We're excited about Right Side Up Apparel, and we're excited to, the different heights and how far it can go.
Well, Sean, I want to thank you for being on the show today. Just give us the website again, and then if you would, just give an encouraging message for the audience that's out there.
It's rightsideupapparel.com, and that'll lead you to our site. And the biggest thing that I can leave you with today is that, hope may feel like it's gone or your candle is burnt out. I want you to let you know that you're never alone, that no hope is always lost. It is still there. Tomorrow's a new day, and you can pick yourself back up, hold your head high, and put your foot in front of the other and keep moving forward. Some days might be harder than others, but I know you got this. And don't ever forget the acronym BISTL, B-S-I-T-L. Be strong in the Lord and live life right side up.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, kids, you're watching out there, you heard it today from a man that was his darkest hour, was in the pit. God brought him out, has given him a second chance, and he's doing something with that second chance. I want to encourage you to go on and buy these shirts, because when you buy a shirt, somebody else that needs a shirt will get one. Thank you for tuning in to Wisdom and Knowledge. I'm your host, Dr. Terry Warren. My guest was Sean
Bergstrand.
Bergstrand.
Yep.
I'm working on the pronunciation.
Yeah.
Want to thank you for being here today, and look forward to seeing you again on another episode of Wisdom and Knowledge. Be blessed, and may God move mightily on your behalf this day.